And welcome back to part 7 of What If Naruto Had the Curse Mark as I take a sip of my tea. So last time on the Naruto What If, we basically had a lot of the middle part of Shippuden, leading up to the war and the invasion of Pain arc happened, which ultimately led to the conclusion of Itachi still dying, Sasuke surviving, and Obito kidnapping Sasuke. Toby has Sasuke right now, no. In the original, Sasuke obviously had gone rogue. And he'd had no ties, really connection to the village, or no love for the village. Here, that's not the case. Here, he's been legitimately kidnapped, and he has now had the information that the Uchihas were massacred on order by the Hokage and the higher ups of the village. Thrown down on him. And his world, honestly, is a little topsy-turvy at the moment. Well, he still has all the love and loyalty for his friends. And, I mean, he still cares about his home, sure. He can tell that this guy isn't just trying to be evil and say this to like try to turn him. He can tell he's being legitimately honest here. It's not hard. I mean, could Obito be lying theoretically? Sasuke thinks, sure. But there's a level to his tone when he tells this tale that he's telling the truth. So Sasuke has to figure out what to do exactly. Because he doesn't want to hurt the village per se, but he wants answers. So when tasked with getting the 8 tails, he agrees to do it. And here's where I think we can make the argument he got this Hawk summoning contract. We have no idea where the hell he got that summoning contract. He only ever used it once. But we know he somehow obtained it. So we can make the argument there may have been a scroll for it in the village. We know it wasn't in the village. We know some probably was with Orochimaru, but we can make the argument it was in the village, at least right now. Just to make for easy travel for Sasuke. Now, does he have anyone else on his side? Well, I actually think this is where you could introduce his cadre, if you will. Team Hebe Hawk, or Team Hebe Taka, or Taka Hebe. It'd probably be Team Hawk. He wouldn't name it, but anyway, he's like, to ensure that you get the job done. I've recruited a few members, courtesy of a new member of the team. And he sees Karin, he sees Jugo, and he sees Suigetsu. Now, excuse me, what's that? Sorry, I had a few too many sweets, so it's kind of coating my throat a little bit with the sugar. Now, you might be asking, well, would Orochimaru and Kabuto do that? Normally, no. However, I do think Orochimaru, after getting another body, because he kind of had to, I do think Orochimaru does go to the Akatsuki to basically strike up and say, I'd like to, with the loss of several of your members, you seem to be short a few. I'd like to offer my services again. And Pain, or whoever's available at the moment, maybe Obito, is dubious at best about this proposition. It's like, could you possibly offer us again? Orochimaru, you betrayed us before. What stops you from betraying us again? Nothing, but what stops you from betraying me again? But what stops you from betraying me? And they don't really have a firm answer for that. It's like, let's be honest, the loyalties of the Akatsuki are not bound by friendship or trust. They're bound by mutual understanding and likewise goals. And so Obito, knowing that they do need at least some assistance, they've lost Kakuzu, they've lost Sasori, they've now lost Itachi. They're down a couple of members. They could stand to increase the ranks a little bit. And Orochimaru certainly was a member at one point, and he does have at least an idea of their inner workings. God, excuse me. Not editing it out. Sorry for the gross out, kids. That felt better though. So he agrees, and he brought along as a gesture of good faith. I'll offer you even some reserve members, and he brings in Karin, he brings in Jungo, and he brings in Suigetsu. Now they have all their DNAs on file, so it's not like they can't reuse DNA for them. But would they just be giving these individuals up? Ultimately, yes, because the information that they probably have, given the fact that Orochimaru and Kabuto have a very excellent spy network, most likely tells them that Sasuke is in their company, not possession, but in their company. Like, this might be the perfect opportunity. Uh, and so he brings Jugo, he brings Suigetsu, and he brings Karin to Sasuke. And Sasuke, I don't need them. I'll have to insist. And as an added bonus, you'll be receiving one other member. And there's Sai, who, as we know, was still with Orochimaru. So now it's like, Sai, you. It's you. It's like, hello again, Sasuke. It's good to see you. And so he gets just to say, dude, drop the fake smile. You've been doing that ever since we met. I still can't get it right. And so very well. And we're going to get the A-tails, and he summons and they fall. And I mean, I can't remember if they use the Hawk summoning to get there, or if I don't think he did. I think they just traveled to the land, and Sasuke does summon, maybe does summons the Hawk to Scout Sai. You're with me, but then he probably does something. He probably does something to summon maybe one of the towns too, because as we can tell, you can have more than one summoning contract. You just gotta know what to summon. And with training with Kakashi all these years, I bet he would have gained the fox or dog summoning. So in the chaos of fighting Killer Bee, which he's not really intending, he is attacking Killer Bee with the intent to kill, but he is holding back enough that Killer Bee can tell he's not trying to capture me or even kill me. What exactly is he? But then again, he's not trying to kill me. Sasuke's trying to capture him. So the task at hand here is Sasuke trying to get the information out to the village, to the Leaf Village, that I'm under watch. I'm currently in a forceful employment of the Akatsuki, and I'll give you my location. I'll have them send a location or scent marker, whatever. Add on to the fact that I'm going to need to speak to the Hokage and the elders at some point when I get back. And so that information into the debacle, in the mess, is relayed. Either a hound is sent, or he sends a hawk, something along those lines. We know we do have at least evidence in Shippuden near the end that he may still have a hawk summoning, due to the fact that when at Naruto and Hinata's wedding, he does send a message to Sakura, slash Naruto and Sasuke, or Naruto and Hinata, saying to wish them well in the happy marriage. Very likely that he summoned a hawk to do that, because as far as I know, he doesn't just carry a messenger hawk with him. So that leads us now to the after effect of this, where Naruto and everyone finds out the death of Jiraiya. I could even see Orochimaru say, I commend you, Jiraiya, as much of a dope as he was killing him would have been no small feat. You really are the leader of the Akatsuki, aren't you, Pain? It's like, do not, and Nagato probably just gives him a look, or Pain gives him a look like, do not condescend to me, Orochimaru. We both know we both know the hierarchy of this organization all too well, don't we? That is true. I suppose we do. And so now we get into the time leading up until the invasion of Pain, but also the revelation that Sasuke is currently in the possession of he is being controlled by Akatsuki to a degree. He is doing it willingly, but he's willingly failing the mission. Because it's better to have an inside man on the job, just like they did with Itachi, than it is to just try to fight his way out, knowing that he probably wouldn't be able to do that. Even with the newly acquired Mangekyo, he's only just acquired it. And he's got to go up against Obito, he's got to go up against Kasame, Deidara, Orochimaru now. He just doesn't have the ability to go up against all of them, even with the upgrade. So Naruto hears about Sasuke. We gotta go rescue him, and we will, Naruto. We will. We got to formulate a plan. And shortly after, that's when the news of Jiraiya comes in. Everyone is just, and particularly Naruto. It's like Jiraiya, now Sasuke got, and he's feeling just down. Ultimately, Iruka comes, cheers him up. They figure out the message, the real one's not there, and Naruto goes to train in Sage Jutsu. Now, something very important that we can address here is how the curse mark interacts with actual sage jutsu, sage chakra, natural chakra, because what the sage mark actually is corrupt. Oh, sorry, sage mark. The sage. That's a be a fun thing to do when you think about it. Finally got that out of my throat. I mean, I was feeling better, but I could tell there was still something there. What the curse mark is corrupted natural chakra. So what? And it's now been corrupted and molded further by Kurama's chakra, but Kurama's chakra is compatible with Sage chakra. If anything, Kurama's chakra might actually just be a different variant because they are naturally occurring chakra entities. The tail beast. It might actually be just a altered version of nature chakra, is what the tail beast chakra might be. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, how does the curse mark interact with the sage natural energy chakra of the sage of Mount Mayabuku? And Fugasu, I believe it's Fugasu or Fugaku, one of the two. The elder, the frog elder, notes this, like, the curse mark. This might be more difficult, but from little we know of from what Jiraiya knows of it, it might actually work to our advantage. It's like, wait, what do you mean advantage? While Jiraiya was never able to successfully remove the mark from any subject, you or others, he did deduce that it was composed of natural chakra, corrupted in a different way, but natural chakra nonetheless. This may aid us in your sage training. But it doesn't work the same way anymore. After they force it to activate, the Fox chakra kind of like molded into it. But we'll try anyway. And so Naruto begins his training. And obviously he eventually gets it down. He does get the sage mode down. Now, is it sped up because of the curse mark? No, it's not sped up because of the curse mark. That's because the curse mark is isolated, just like Kurama's chakra is technically isolated. Well, by all accounts, Kurama's chakra does leak into Naruto's chakra just at a slow rate, and ultimately strengthens his reserves. But it's the same principle ultimately, that if Naruto doesn't want to access his curse mark, he doesn't have to. And then Fugasu basically is, they try him perching on Naruto's shoulder. That does not work. Naruto, though, thinks of it. Naruto remembers the clone way. And they trains with throwing the Rasen Shuriken, all that. But what does he do with the curse mark in this case? So at one point they ask him, activate the curse mark while in sage mode, and let's see what happens. And again, it turns into that reddish like flames around his body, as it does now because of the Kurama's influence. And Naruto can feel it kind of melding with his sage chakra. Like the balance is not disrupted. The balance is not disrupted. It's but it does feel different. And he's like, well, it's an extra boost on a boost. Whoa, this feels odd though. And the flames are now starting to, and the flames are actually now like almost constantly in like a slow whirlpool motion moving around Naruto because the influx of the pure chakra is causing it to, again, the curse mark to change and mutate again. It's like interesting. Deactivate the curse mark, Naruto, and they just focuses and deactivates it. Wait for your sage mode to deactivate, and then try. Now activate the curse mark, and then go into sage mode. Okay, he activates it and goes to sage mode. Now this is a bit harder because he's now got to try to balance the other chakra because it's still technically Kurama's chakra, or at least a variation. But the remaining natural chakra in there is activated again, and this time the swirling starts to spin up and speed up and speed up and speed up, and it's now going from the deep red. The natural chakra is depicted as being green, so red and green. Ooh, hold on, color. What do you get with red and green? That's an interesting question. Red and green color mix. What's that mix? Green color uh, not color blind test, but color mix. Was what do you guys? Oh yeah, that's a seems you get kind of a reddish brown. Oh man, that doesn't sound great. I guess we'll lean it more a little on the greener side of the tone. Or you could argue that that there's a mix of green with the red, almost like he's going Christmas style on there. It's Christmas style ninjutsu, seasonal stage mark. Um, but he, Fugasu can tell that the sage mark is altering, and Naruto's keeping hold of it. He starts to grow a few more of the warts again, but he's able to hold it. And now the end part of his training is to keep doing this until he balances it out. Sadly, Kurama can't do anything about this because Kurama's influence is very minimal when it comes to the curse mark. So ultimately Naruto trains with that when they get the call that pain invades the village. Sasuke is out. Sasuke is out doing his thing with his team when he hears about this, and he just prays that everyone's going to be able to do what they can. Pain starts to wreak havoc, kills Kakashi, and then Naruto shows up. And he shows up in Sage mode. He doesn't show up in like curse mark Sage mode. He shows up in Sage mode. And so they square off. Most of that fight goes about the same. Excuse me. Goes about the same until Naruto goes out of Sage mode. And no one's ever given Pain this much trouble. And, and what ultimately it turns out to be is that Naruto is, but it seems you're out of chakra, just like Jiraiya Sensei. You can't keep up. It's like, you sure about that? All of a sudden, his chakra, or sage chakra, his curse mark activates. Oh shit, puppy, you okay? His curse mark activates, but instead of being black or even red, it's almost like green, like a vibrant, live, like living turquoise green. It's like, what is this? And then all of a sudden, Naruto, he's going now into his second form. Like, what is this? And his eyes go back into the Sage mode again, with a little bit of alteration thanks to Kurama's chakra. At this point, the curse mark is no longer the curse mark. It's like all of Orochimaru's influence is gone, and it's now, what it ultimately did was when he practiced using it during Sage mode, or when he activated Sage mode while it was activated, he ended up storing natural chakra in there as a quick recharge to basically access Sage mode again. And now he's in a second form Sage mode that's still got Kurama's influence, but now no longer has any of Orochimaru's influence, has the natural influence, so it's able to counterbalance Kurama's influence, so he's not going to just immediately go into his wear form, we'll call it. That said, what does this new form look like? Well, I'm not an artist. I could have tried to create it, but I would have really had to work, let's be honest, a lot harder than I want to work. But also, like, for just one image. Okay, so Naruto still got his Sage Cloak. The second form of this curse mark still looks like Sasuke's curse mark. His hair just gets a bit more wilder. We know Sasuke's hair did get longer. Naruto's is probably like a mangy version of Minato's, maybe like a little more down to his shoulder, but spiky. And he was someone had the gray skin or the brownish skin, whatever. But and then obviously the Fox's chakra had the influence there. But now he's kind of been able to offhandedly get rid of the influence, at least some of it. His ears, I still think, go into the long, the canine-like lupin ears of, or the rabbit ears of Kurama. He does not have. He's got still some animals. He's still got the teeth, but he's mostly humanoid. He's got that X mark, but he's also got the eyes, and his skin isn't the brown anymore. Honestly, I think what it would be, his hair also. Honestly, their hair didn't change that much. I think Naruto's hair goes to like a nice gold orange, almost like a Super Saiyan, which is a completely separate what if for another day. almost like a Super Saiyan. His skin color, instead of being like this disgusting zombie brownish, and having the black Sierra, I think that's what it's called, Sierra, for the whites of his eyes, he's now got, it's still white. He's still got the frog eyes mixed with the fox mark, but I hadn't actually thought about the color of his skin at this point. The color of his skin is probably closer to a very vibrant orange. Not like glowing, but it's not green. Then again, green actually could work in this case, because green and yellow go well, and a gold. You know what? Yeah, we'll go with. Oh, perfect. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly for the design. But what we'll do is that brown turns more into a very almost like a forest green, to look kind of like a frog. He's got the gold hair, and that X pattern is orange on his nose. He's got the canine teeth. He's got the lupin ears a little bit. He's still got fur. He's also his arms. He's still got some enhancements on his claws as well, or in his hands. He's got some claws, but he does not have the tail here. It's like, and even Pain Naruto from a distance looking, is like, what is this form? This is the results of my training. Something Master Jiraiya never would have been able to do. But I actually, weirdly enough, I owe it to that snake for this form. That snake, Orochimaru. That's right. That's the curse mark. So all of a sudden, he just, boom, takes out the Naraka path before he can resurrect anything. This is not good. And he just pulls out the chakra rod, just ting, 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 ting. It's like, and just grabs him. This is over. Rasengan! And ultimately, he puts down the Deva Path before Deva Path could reactivate reactivate the Shinra Tensei ability, his almighty push and pull. Naruto then puts in gets the chakra rod, and he skewers him, finds out where Naruto is. Ultimately, his timer. Now, the curse mark here would be kind of like a battery. The more times you charge it, it's not a battery, a rechargeable battery. Depending how long he's activated the curse mark with Sage Mode, depending how much Sage Chakra it's absorbed, will depend how long the form lasts. In Naruto's case, I can imagine it didn't last more from like 5 minutes, which is still longer than he was lasting before in the fight with the Sage Mode. Naruto, and so it quickly runs out. He reactivates Sage Mode later on, and he has the conversation with Nagato. And I still think that conversation goes pretty much the same way. So he sacrifices himself, resurrects everyone. Hooray. Naruto's tired, but Kakashi catches him. He's not that tired, though, but Kakashi does catch him. Sakura gives him a hug, and Hinata comes and this is where, honestly, I think Hinata just throws caution to the wind and literally just straight out kisses him. And just, yes, gotcha. He's like, you're a hero. And Naruto just like, what was it in Hotel Transylvania 3? He's like, I should jump and like Kiba and a couple others like, yeah! And Hinata realizes what she did, but she was real happy to see him. Because again, our Hinata in this version has a lot more gumption than and a lot more is a lot more willing to take that kind of risk, I think. But she still realized what she did, but she's blushing madly. But Naruto just grabs her hand and just smiles, and she just smiles back. And so it's a nice moment. After the fact, though, they do understand they got to go rescue Sasuke. Like, we still got to get Sasuke back. Do we have a location for Sasuke? We do. Paku's got his scent, and the dogs will be able to track him. Meanwhile, Obito's just kind of letting him do his own thing, thinking that so far Sasuke isn't trying, hasn't been trying to do anything. He's been playing the part. Meanwhile, Karin's been trying to get busy, and he's like, no, thank you, no. And he's able to keep Jungo in check too, as it turns out. And as they're kind of lounging around the Akatsuki hut for a little bit, they hear a familiar voice. I see you are all getting along well. It's like, and Sasuke turns like, you. It's like, it's so good to see you again, Sasuke. And so that is where we're ending part 7. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Now, Can I gauge where we're going to end this what if from here? Right after the pain arc is where I can usually get a good estimate of where we're going to be able to gauge much longer a what if we'll have in the Naruto world. Possible we could get it done next week, but most likely it's going to be done in the next 2 videos. Next 2 videos will be the last parts for this what if, and then I'll post a poll like I did with the Dragon Ball one about which one you want to see next of the 2 suggestions we have coming up. And like with the Dragon Ball one, whichever suggestion doesn't win will be the follow up. So far I've only done it once. I had a lot of fun doing it that way. I think I'll do it at least for the end of the year, and I'll gauge what you guys gauge if you guys like it or not. Seems you guys liked it, at least the couple hundred of you that voted. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you folk later. Have a good one.